There's no stopping Zach Wheeler. Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome to Phillies Heads to Miniature Recap of last night's first game of the National League Championship Series between the Philadelphia Phillies and the San Diego Padres as the Phillies defeat the Padres by a final score of 2-0 as they've taken the first game of this series. So how about that? Bryce Harper and Kyle Schwarber both hit solo home runs last night. Zach Wheeler, Phillies has to media player of the game, 7 scoreless innings. I mean, he has just been just incredible. I mean, he has just truly been incredible. We really have needed it the most. I guess before we get into this video, please subscribe if you have not yet. Please turn on the engagement bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. So I am so proud of this team for taking care of business last night. It certainly wasn't the most comfortable win in the world. The defense started to unravel there a little bit in the bottom of the ninth inning. We only allowed 1 hit last night as a staff. Zach Wheeler was absolutely insane. I mean, this man, there's no stopping Zach Wheeler right now. He is on a whole nother planet. And the funny thing is, you say that, and you go take a look at the next guy up in the rotation, Aaron Nola. He's been wonderful too. Of course, Yu Darvish allows 7 earned runs this entire postseason. All 7 have been solo home runs. Just think about that for a second. Kyle Schwarber with a 488-foot home run last night, the longest of his career, the longest at Petco Park history. Think about that. I mean, that's a ballpark that's been open, for 15 plus years. Rob Thompson with kind of a risky move, right? Taking out Trinidad Dominguez after that bottom of the 8th inning where he absolutely just mowed down the Padres, and he brings in Jose Alvarado, who I like, and it was a little bit shaky there, but it wasn't all his fault, clearly. That should have been a game-ending double play with Juan Soto hitting that ground ball to Bryson Stott. And instead, he had a terrible throw to second, and everybody's safe. Oh, my goodness gracious. Then luckily, Machado was able to pop out to right, and then we were able to strike out Josh Bell at the plate. So, of course, Josh Bell hitting from the right-hand side of the batter's box right there. And, of course, as we know, he is a much better left-handed hitter than he is a right-handed hitter. Most switch hitters are. As you pick up the scoring summary here in the top of the 4th inning, Bryce Harper homers on a fly ball to left field the other way. Didn't go out by very much, but a home run is a home run, and it's 1-0 Philadelphia. So Bryce Harper does again his 4th home run here in the postseason. 4 home runs. 4. I mean, this guy has just been on an absolute tear. We really needed it the most. I mean, everybody's criticizing this guy. I mean, first of all, I've always said big game Bryce. I mean, big game Bryce. I mean, everybody always was talking about the series last year in Atlanta in 2021. 0 for 11, with all those strikeouts, he wasn't there. But look what he's done this in postseason. I mean, look at what he's done here in the postseason. He's just been truly incredible. You go back and take a look at what he did in 2014 National League Division Series against the San Francisco Giants. He was incredible in that series as well. Wasn't great in the 2017 National League Division Series against the Chicago Cubs when he was a member of the Washington Nationals, but he has just been incredible here in the postseason. He's gotten off to a really, really fast start indeed. So I love to see it. I think another guy's starting to heat it up a little bit as we get to this now. As we get to the scoring summary here in the top of the 6th inning, Kyle Schwarber had a great night last night. I mean, this ball was absolutely destroyed. You know what it reminded me of? It kind of reminded me of that Matt Stairs 2008 NLCS home run as well at Dodger Stadium. This ball was just absolutely clobbered. One of the loudest noises I think you're ever going to hear as Kyle Schwarber homers on a fly ball to right field. Ball traveled 488 feet and had an exit velocity of 119.7 miles per hour. This ball was tattooed. Absolutely tattooed. The longest home run ever hit at Petco Park. So congratulations, longest home run in his career. I mean, he just has such a violent swing, man. I mean, that quick uppercut. I mean, he's just hit the barrel to the ball is just so quick. So I love to see it. So the Phillies now lead it 2-0. Kyle Schwarber with his first home run here in the postseason. He had a great night last night. So that would be our final 2-0 Philadelphia. We win the first game in this National League Championship Series over the San Diego Padres. And usually the team that does win the first game of the series always gets the advantage. They're always going to be off to a better start. So I really like the Phillies' chances here. I mean, of course, this is far from over. 3 wins to go. 3 more wins, and we are in the Fall Classic, the World Series. Oh my goodness gracious. We still got a long way to go. A lot has to happen. But I mean, just day by day. Just keep going. Just keep going. You know what I mean? We got to take it one day at a time. That is what you have to focus on. Not sure what Evan Leon spot. 2 knocks out, the single and the solo blast to right. So great night last night. He also was able to draw a walk. 130 average now for Schwartz. He went in with a 050 average. Now it sits at 130, so certainly an improvement for sure. And Rhys Hoskins, it was performance last night. Not much out of him. I mean, this Phillies offense for the most part really wasn't there last night at all. This pitching staff really carried us. I mean, Zach Wheeler, as Hoskins also went down strikes last night as well. And JT Realmuto, the inside the park home run the other day against the Braves, goes hitless last night as well, as he also went down strikes once. And Bryce Harper alone, it was a big one, the home run to left field, a solo shot. And he just missed one later in the ball game to right field. Unfortunately, Juan Soto was able to check that one down at the wall on the warning track, but ooh, man, that was really close as well. He just missed that one. Nick Castellanos also goes hitless last night as well. Not much out of him. Alec Boehm gets to start at third and also goes hitless. And Bryson Stott, I mean, just not playing very good defense at short. I mean, he's kind of been, a little bit shaky there the last few months. Ground ball from Juan Soto. I mean, it would have been a game-ending double play. Of course, his throw to second bounces off of Gene Segura's glove, and everybody's safe. Not to mention, he also went hitless last night at the plate. I mean, not much out of him. He's hitting 111 here in the postseason thus far. And Gene Segura's had a great postseason, hitting 333. Unfortunately, goes hitless last night as well. And Brandon Marsh also had 3 trips to the plate and was unsuccessful at collecting a knock. So the Phillies only collected 3 hits last night. 3. Of course, 2 from Schwartz, 1 from Marp. They struck out 9 times as a team, only drew 1 walk. Of course, that was from Kyle Schwarber. So then the San Diego Padres 1 hit as they get shut out. So that's all that mattered. Our pitching was better than theirs. I mean, Yu Darvish pitched a great game. Now, John Smoltz, I mean, he's still there, I guess. I guess he's still there. I mean, I know he's upset about his Braves getting eliminated. I know. He doesn't need to say it. I know. But I mean, there's definitely some salt there. He said that Yu Darvish pitched just as well as Zach Wheeler. That's not true. I mean, Yu Darvish certainly pitched one heck of a game. I give him a lot of credit. He was very dialed in. He was very good. But he did not pitch as well as Zach Wheeler did. I mean, he allowed 2 solo home runs. He wasn't bad. He was very good. He was great last night. But to say he was just as good as Zach Wheeler, that's not true. Zach Wheeler was better. If they pitched just as good, then why did we win? That doesn't make any sense. As you go take a look at Zach Wheeler's start, 7 innings, 1 hit. Of course, this was a shutout, 1 walk, and 8 Ks. I mean, he has just been, incredible. Dialed in, lights out. I mean, no one wants to face this guy right now. This is just something truly incredible. And let's say the Phillies somehow are able to, finish off the series and advance to the World Series, and let's say they could upset either the Yankees or the Astros and win the whole thing, win the World Series, then Zach Wheeler, I mean, he keeps this up, he's going to be your postseason MVP. This kind of gives off the Cole Hamels vibes a little bit. I mean, Cole Hamels was so good in the 2008 postseason, especially the World Series. Of course, he was the 2008 World Series MVP. It's just giving a lot of the 08 vibes, that is for sure. So, he is just so sneaky. And we finally scored him some runs while he pitched. Sandy Dominguez an inning, 1, 2, 3 they go as he collects 2 strikeouts. And why wasn't he brought back out there? I mean, this is what I would have done. I understand you want to preserve Zach Wheeler a little bit, but I would have let him go 8 innings, and I would have brought out Sandy Dominguez in the 9th to finish the job. But instead, he takes out Zach Wheeler after 7, and then brings in Sir Anthony, who was dominant, and he looks like he's his old self, as I said the other day against the Braves. And then he brings in Jose Alvarado, who I like. I do. I like him. But he never should have been in that situation. I'm sorry. An inning, of course, he didn't allow a hit and walked 1 and struck out 1 as well. He struck out Josh Bell to end it as he was hitting from the right-hand side of the batter's box. So the Phillies pitching staff collects 11 strikeouts, only walks 2, and only allows 1 hit. So they were certainly dominant last night. Very dialed in. So you go take a look at Yu Darvish. 7 innings, 3 hits, 2 runs, 2 were earned, 1 walk, and 7 strikeouts as he allows 2 home runs. So apparently, according to John Smoltz and Joe Davis, that was just as good as Zach Wheeler's 7 innings, 1 hit, no runs allowed, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. These umpires continue to be an absolute joke. I mean, a lot of check swing calls last night where, they clearly broke the plane and, oh no, he didn't go. Oh no, he didn't go. I mean, these umpires, this is their full-time job. This is what they're here to do. It's not a Little League game where they're, paid about, $50 a game to umpire these games. This is their full-time job. They're making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year, and they can't even do their job right. So it's just absolutely disgraceful. Why should I be surprised at this point? It's like a broken record. You're just beating the dead horse. There's just no point in saying it anymore. I think we all know how bad these umpires are. They just keep getting worse by the day. At least it feels like with me. So we got a little brother matchup tonight as Aaron Nola takes the mound. He has a 2-0 record this postseason. He has yet to allow an earned run. I mean, he's been just as good as Zach Wheeler. Think about that. To have these two guys back-to-back in rotation is just so amazing. We can win tonight and go up 2-0 going home. I mean, you got to feel it's not over, but come on. I mean, the chances are pretty high that you're going to move on to the World Series if you do that. If you go up 2-0 heading home, I like our chances a lot. I like our chances a lot. And honestly, if you just win the first game, the chances are going to be very good because you have a lot of momentum. But as I said, if we're able to shut down their offense again tonight and head back to CBP up 2-0, well, guess what? The Padres are riding a lot of momentum heading into the series with, upsetting the division rival Dodgers, with upsetting the New York Mets. So I'm very happy they did both. I rooted for them against the Mets, especially, and the Dodgers as well. But hopefully this momentum, as I said, it is slowing down a little bit, and hopefully it continues to slow down. Nothing against the Padres. I mean, I don't dislike the Padres. Of course, I just really want to beat them really bad in this NLCS. That way we can move on to the World Series. But I'm a little bit concerned about Juan Soto. Hopefully he continues to stay cold. I mean, he rakes at Citizens Bank Park. That's a bit of a concern. Manny Machado also hits well there. So we have to make sure we keep those guys in check. I mean, the Phillies were certainly careful, with pitching to Juan Soto last night. Of course, that was the only walk that we issued. It was a 4-pitch walk. It was like an intentional walk. That's the way I looked at it. I mean, Zach Wheeler was giving him nothing to hit. Of course, there was nobody on. It was 1 out, nobody on in the bottom of the first inning, and he gave him nothing to hit at all. So he gave him nothing to hit at all. So Aaron Nola going against his brother Austin Nola tonight. Of course, we've seen that before, and we're going to see it again. We're going to see it again. So hopefully we can take care of business tonight. Because as I said, the Padres were riding a lot of momentum heading into last night's game. If you go down 2-0 going on the road, a lot of momentum has been lost. Of course, they could wake up and, hopefully they won't. But I really, really like our chances. Our offense just needs to, be there tonight. I mean, it certainly needs to be there. Of course, Bryce Harper going against Blake Snell. Last time those two faced off, Bryce Harper was hitting the thumb, and his thumb was fractured. So we're going to have a little rematch tonight. Hopefully Bryce can homer off of Blake Snell. Of course, Blake Snell didn't mean to do that. I don't think Blake Snell is the nicest person, but I don't think Blake Snell was on the mound saying, oh, let me hit Bryce Harper in the thumb, and hopefully he breaks his thumb. I think that just goes without saying. I in no way think that was intentional at all, but it's unfortunate it had to happen. Hopefully Harper can do some damage against this guy. A little bit of some retaliation. So hopefully we can get to see that. Since I said the Phillies, they got a long way to go, but 3 wins away from the World Series. Think about that, 3 wins away from the potential World Series appearance, first time since 2009. If they were able to pull this off. And, of course, I'll be rooting for the Yankees against the Astros simply because the Yankees are the worst team of the two. But I just don't see the Yankees doing it. I mean, they just, every single year, they either get knocked down in the division series, get knocked down in the championship series, and the Astros have dominated them in the postseason. 2019, they won it in 6 games in the championship series. In 2017, when Joe Girardi was the manager, they won it in 7 games. The Yankees were pretty much a couple feet away from winning that series. Think about Todd Frazier, that deep fly ball to left center field that just stayed in the park. So the Astros have definitely had the Yankees number in the postseason in years past, and I don't know, the Yankees are just a very one-dimensional team. Honestly, I'd much rather face them in the World Series than the Houston Astros. I think that just goes without saying because, as I said, they're a very one-dimensional team. This is a Phillies pitching staff that has done a much better job of not allowing the long ball, so I'd much rather face the Yankees all day, every day of the week because, their pitching staff doesn't really scare me that much. Garrett Cole certainly scares me, a little bit, but let's go Yankees. I'm rooting for them over the Astros. Just to help the Phils. Just to help the Phils. And think about that, a Yankees-Phillies World Series rematch from 2009. Think about this. The last time both of these teams won the Fall Classic. The Yankees have not been in the World Series since they won in 2009, and the Phillies haven't been in the World Series when they lost to the Yankees in 2009. So that would certainly be interesting. Unfortunately, the Cleveland Guardians are out. They had a 2-1 series lead, and then they ended up losing 2 straight. So that's very unfortunate for them as they are going home. But as I said, let's go Yankees. They can beat Justin Verlander tonight, but honestly, I just don't really like their chances. I just don't. But wouldn't that just be amazing if they were somehow able to upset the Houston Astros? This has definitely been an interesting postseason, that is for sure. So guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Please subscribe if you haven't yet. Please turn on the bell. Please like this video, comment on this video, share this video. Check out the social media. Link is description section at Phillies Has to Media, Instagram. Follow me on Twitter at PHI Media. Card text 267-225-3392. Email me, phillieshastomedia@gmail.com. So guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm Luke, and I'll talk to you later. Let's go Phillies. Phils. See you guys.